Today is September the 26th. It's Thursday and I'm on the letter Q. I don't know about you, but I'm on the letter Q, and I'm just gonna pull you guys up, see who is here, turn down the volume so I don't hear myself talk, because that would be a lot this morning. Let's have a look. It's September 26th, and it doesn't look like I'm live yet, but people are waiting. I am live, so I'm going to get started because I know that it's a little slower. Oh, there we go. So the letter Q, I just did a little video of a flip through of all my letters. I'm gonna put that on Substack. I tried to put it on Substack and on Patreon this morning. Substack, it kind of threw it back at my face, and that didn't happen, so I will try again later. I'm going to quickly get my cues all written out, which I didn't get done this morning. I'm looking through this glorious book called Hand Job, a catalogue of type hand job by Michael Perry. And then I will get started. It's 7 o'clock, right? Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. How is everybody this morning? Is anybody here watching? It's Thursday. Did I feel like, am I in the wrong place or am I in the right place? I don't know. Who knows? Welcome, and if you are here and want to say hi, please do. I think everybody is still sleeping, maybe. It does have that kind of vibe outside. It's dark. Winter is upon us, you know. All right, let's get going. I'm just going to keep moving along because I have to get this cue done. And cues. Well, I do also have this great website called, well, it's Typography Vectors, and that's going to help me as well. So I'm going to get a few ideas from there too. That helped me before, but I'm really using this book. And then I'll head over to our image. Oh, I didn't lock that screen. Then I'll head over to our image reference bank, and that'll help me as well, I'm sure. So let me get a few cues down. I feel like I should be somewhere else, but I'm not. I'm here. My mother-in-law came back yesterday, last night, so we'll see. The home care did not show up yesterday evening, which that kind of concerns me because we were supposed to have somebody show up at 8. They did not show up. Good morning, Meryl. How are you? It's just you and I. I feel like everybody's sleeping still today. Or maybe they're just tired of watching me draw ABCs. I think maybe that could be it. I'm not tired of drawing ABCs. I feel like it's a good way just to do some color mixing and put some paint on paper in the morning. You know how sometimes you know you should be doing exercise, or if you do exercise daily and there are days where you really just don't feel like doing exercise, well, showing up is part of it. Meryl says hard to wake up. But you did it, and Meryl is in Texas, and it is even earlier over in Texas, so well done for showing up, Meryl. I'm just getting some help from this typography website. I can share it with you guys. I'll share it in the notes. if I can get it across to there. But it's really handy having, I mean, there's only so many cues that I think I can do. Like, I know that a lot of people use the uppercase Q, but I'm sure there's a few lowercase Q's that I can do. Q's a funny letter. Definitely a funny letter. Hi, Julie. Good morning, Louise. Louise says, good morning. I'm eating pasta. Talking about pasta, I feel like like a big group of our friends have been or are in Italy. And like a very good friend from here, from home, she just left for Italy last night. Gail and Jennifer are doing 2 weeks of art retreats in Italy. If you haven't been following them, follow them. It's a lot of beautiful imagery popping up on their stories. Patricia is in Italy. Sam Dion Baker was just in Italy. Oh my gosh, like it just, Sandy Hester was in Italy. Like Italy was having a wild time with a lot of creatives over there. Julie says, how are you, Shara? How was the evening? It was okay. It was quiet, but like I said, the care did not show up, so that's not good. Meryl says, I did some color mixing for the sketchbook revival. Oh, great. Katie Moody is in Italy as well. Oh, everyone's in Italy. Well, I'm going next year, so I'm excited. Good morning, Leslie. And Leslie is coming to Italy with us next year. I'm very excited. Travel is important, and if you can, just do it because it gives you that energy. I don't know if you remember when I came back from Oaxaca, from Mexico, like there was like definitely a different energy within me to do stuff, and I'm so glad I got that because it really, really did put a boost in productivity on my side. I think just doing things is very important. So you're all doing by being here, which is great. And I was going to sign up to Draw Brighton, and this month just was a write-off. So perhaps I will do it in October. We'll see. I like these bubble letters. Does that look like a Q? I'm not sure. Oh, I like this one too. I do want some lowercase ones. I haven't got many lowercase ones. What are you guys all up to? Julie says they have some new features too. Julie says, and my son just told me his Florence trip is cancelled. Oh no. What are the new features, Julie? Oh, for Draw Brighton? Please do tell. I'd love to know what they're up to and their new features. Is it the in-person classes? Julie, you're going to have to get over to London or wherever they're located to go for a visit. Oh, I like that one. Okay. Not sure if this does it justice, but we're going to put a queen right here. Q for queen. I should have done this before I came on, but I did not. Oh, online they have a once a month tutored life drawing included in there too now. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'm sure a lot of people could could use that. Let's get a lowercase over here. So today is Thursday. Lots going on today, as always. Today is art hang party, which is lettering later with art hang party and Melissa Martin. And what else is there today? There's the visual arts passage. I can't remember what the theme was, but I downloaded the images, and they're always great reference images, so I may end up doing some portraits today as well. Let's put a lowercase q over here. Anyone else got any drawing sessions today that they're going to, that they want to share? I know that a whole bunch of you are doing Sketchbook Revival, which is great. Good morning, Carolyn. Julie says, and they will be carrying on with the course they started last year. Okay, and Julie says, and their ETC talks once a month too. So lots coming up. For sure they will go. I will go there someday. Brighton and Jake and Scarlett are in Wales, but I have not. I have a lot going on right now and have to pay for students getting revolutionary. Oh yeah, remember? Yes. Yeah, it's a lot. Wales is beautiful. If you have never been to Wales, it's gorgeous. I would like to go back to Wales. I went to Wales in my last year in school, or in the school that I was in. We kind of did like an adventure. It was a week, but it was quite memorable. I did things that I really didn't love, like abseiling, and only ever did that another time in my life in a urban adventure race. The urban adventure race kind of made me do a lot of things I didn't really care to do. But yeah, abseiling is not my forte. And I thought I would be better at rock climbing, but that too, I think it's the height and not being in control. I think it's the not being in control is very difficult for me. Because my husband loves scuba diving, so I took the course, passed the course, and I just couldn't get through the open water, so I never got my license. Didn't like the fact that I couldn't come up if I was deep underwater when I wanted to. It didn't make sense to me. You know when your body's like, okay, this is not right. You're telling me I have to stay underwater even if I'm like choking and can't breathe? Yeah, it wasn't the best, for sure, experience. Okay, give me another cue. I'm looking through. Do I have one like that? No, I don't have one like that. I'm going to put one like that because this one I see quite a lot. Round, like so, and then has a bottom squiggle, like that. And we need one more, and then I can start painting. I'm almost caught up. So the end that I was, LMNO PQ, I think the end that I was working on the other day, I did not get finished, but I got finished. I finished everything else. So I just have RSTUVWXYZ. Oh, I only have 9 days to go. And we only have 6 more days. That's kind of, yeah, that's not going to work, is it? I'll try. I'll just have to stay up late and finish it. It's a different Q. It looks kind of like an A. Maybe I'll add something to there. Does that look more like a Q? That looks more like a Q. All right. Meryl says you had the twisties. Twisties, is that what it's called? No. I can't. I don't know if it's called the twisties. I was in a pool doing my pre-exam, and the pool was only what was it? It was only, I want to say 8 feet, 10 feet deep. But I was donning my gear at the bottom of the pool, and then something happened with my mask, and I wasn't very good at clearing my mask. So then it just, yeah, it all went to pot, and I just wanted to come up, and the teacher got mad at me that was teaching and said, you can't just do that. And I'm like, and I can't just do this. So I'm done. That was it. I was done. Leslie says, I totally understand that as well. Shara always terrified scuba diving, the fear of the bends. The bends. Well, it's not even the fear of the bends. It's the fear that I'm not allowed to do something to save myself. That's the fear. Just had to get some water, sorry. All right, need to get some color on these cues. And I was telling someone yesterday, I'm like, I completely have misplaced my De La Ronis. I don't know where they are. I think I have an art thief in my house that is taking my stuff. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to pull up the Padlet and see how many cues are on here. I don't think there are too many cues, unless people added, but I could just revisit some of the other images, because that would help as well. Let's have a look. LMNOPQ. Ooh, we do have a few, and they're lovely. Okay, so the first one I added, it was an actual queue in London. I'm not sure if it's London, but it's a queue of people. So I could probably use this one for a few of the imageries, a few of the cues. Taking different colors. I'm going to get some brick on here. Is everybody ready for the switch to October? Now you only have really a few more days left. If it's the 27th tomorrow, 28th, 29th, 30th, is it 31 days in September? Is that where we're at? What are you guys all on anyway? You must be on, are you on T now? Is C here? Oh, yes. Meryl says, like Simone Biles. Yeah, kind of similar to that, although I wasn't a pro before that. Did you see her documentary? Wasn't it great, Meryl? Such a good documentary. I loved it. Okay, I'm going to use this color right here. It's those bright yellows that I see within the piece. I'm probably going to try and do 4 images from each photo that we have posted here. Oh, and I think this is also a kumquat color, which is the next image. Somebody posted a kumquat. Okay, I don't have a red with these. Let's have a look if I have it in here. No. I'm gonna get my Mongoyos out and get a brighter pink red color on here. Let's do this one. You're on M. Louise is on M. Oh, okay, so it's not just me who's like falling far behind. Well, I'm sorry for you, but it does feel me a little, it feels a little better that I know that we have a lot of catching up to do. We'll get there, Louise. We will get there for sure. This weekend, I'm going to add pictures into the October image bank. We have already seen, I've already seen quite a few people adding images, which is lovely. So happy about that. You're on cue like me, Elvira. Are you doing the kumquat today? Or you wanted to switch away from food, didn't you? So what, I'm going to do some jean colors. There's like this Payne's gray color going on everywhere. So I'm going to try and mix up a Payne's gray, which is basically, I say Payne's gray is very indigo. You can either use you could use indigo or you could use ultramarine, and then if you add a burnt umber or a raw sienna to it, then you'll pretty much get a Payne's gray, which is like so. One of my favorite colors. I paint all my bowls in Payne's gray or made up Payne's gray and then put a pattern on them. I would gladly do a month of bowls right now, but I'm looking forward to October. I think I'm gonna make cards, gift cards. I think that's a really good option to create, and maybe not a card per se, but an image of the size of a card. Or a little bit bigger, but dimensionally the ratio is the size of a gift card. And I'm going to try and think about, well, this can also play into maybe making a calendar as well, because I think the prompts could steer towards imagery that would look great for cards as well, right? I mean, we have like things like quotes and poems, and the poem could be an illustrated poem, and the quote could be an illustrated quote. Yeah, so that's, I think, my plan. Okay, I've done 4 of this one. I'm going to move on to our next image, which is of a, oh no, this is a quince. Okay, kumquat is with a K, isn't it? Okay, this is a quince. Is that what you're doing, Elvira? The quince is a quince. Thank you, Esty. Hi, Esty. Oh, you'll try quilting stuff. That's great. Q is in Quebec. Chrissy, yes. Hi, Chrissy. Okay, so I had a a quince color, So I'm going to do another quince color, maybe adding a little bit of yellow because I have this one, but I'm going to put it over here. Let's add some yellow to it. So I'm trying to listen to Louisa from Barcelona's voice in my head when it comes to October, and her saying, you know, Char, don't make it too complicated when you're doing it. So I'm going to try and keep them very light, playful, painterly for next month, and not create a project that I have to do. And I said this about September as well, not create a project that I have to do more of during the day. It'll be my exercise in the morning. All right, this one I am going to take a couple of shots at this one. There's some really beautiful rust colors in this one, so I'm going to do that. And let's pull that one up here. Could be a little bit more on the there, adding a little bit of that quince yellow to create that rust. Hi Reb, how are you? So many people here today. Please let me know what you're working on. I know that Elvira is working on the queue like me. Some people, like we all start off at the beginning of the month working on the same thing, and then come like mid-month towards the end, some people are ahead, some people behind, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, there's a really pretty gray on the table here of this quince. So I'm going to actually make it a little bit pinker. Oh, that's way too, okay, there we go. And just pull that. Thank goodness that these have time to dry though. That ended up being a little too warm. That's okay, I'm gonna keep it. It's a good base for the embellishment afterwards. Reb says, I'm co-working today. So you're just working on other things? That's absolutely fine, and such a good idea to use this time. Okay, so we have a quail. Quails are beautiful. They are such gorgeous birds. You can't see the back, but there's a lot more dots on the quails as well. Okay, I love this photo. I'm going to take the color that I had and add a little bit more pink. So almost like a Payne's gray, but add a pink, maybe a tiny little bit more blue, and make it into a purpley mauve gray color. Let's put that one up here. And like you all saw yesterday, I did get a few done. Maybe I'll do that. I'll work on the ones that I've started once they're dry, so that you can see me finishing some letters. This is what happens with a lot of my paintbrushes. I clean my brushes, I leave them in my water, which I shouldn't do. I fill my water up too much, which I also shouldn't do. And then I have to use washi tape around the base because the paint starts chipping off. So yeah, I'm not very good at taking care of my brushes. But anyway, that's, I'm sure it happens to some of you guys as well. It's because I rush out to take Piper for a walk. I'm going to blame Piper. I feel like she can take the blame for this one. All right. There's a deeper purple underneath the belly of this quail. I am going to try and keep the Q area nice and light on this one, which means I have to be careful when painting. When you're doing like a line, this is what I learned when I was doing trompe-l'oeil painting in Spain, was if you're doing a long line and you don't have a line brush, make sure, or if you're doing lettering as well, because this really helps, make sure you have quite a lot of paint on your brush before you start the line, so it doesn't end up being all rough and you having to go over it again. And then the pressure that you push down on your brush is very important, and you almost want to pull your brush away from an edge, not go towards the edge. The paint will push close to the edge even if you're pushing away from the edge. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically be aware of when you're putting pressure on your paintbrush that the paint will squish out a little bit more. I feel like things like precision is just, it's just practice and just feeling comfortable. Oh, see there. Feeling comfortable and at one with your paintbrushes and your pencils, and just, it's like a skateboarder, for example, or when you're on roller skates, they suddenly become part of your body and you don't have to think about it. And I think that's just like with art. If you do it enough, you don't have to think about the tool that you're holding. It's more about how to get the message from your brain to the paper using the tool, but not necessarily having to think about the tool as the applicator. Good morning, C. How are you? All right, we're on quail. I'm taking some colors from the images that we have in front of us, and I see like a brown. I still want it to be quite warm. Let's put the brown here on this one. Warm and quite light. This is like the tuft of his head. So I've been using one image and pulling background colors from those images, but pulling like four backgrounds from the one image instead of one, because I know that we don't have a whole bunch of cues. Good morning. C says, how are you? I'm okay. I am okay. Yeah, we will see how today goes. Oh, the Queen. I love the black and white image of the Queen. It feels weird that there's no Queen in England. All right, so I'm going to go with a light gray. I know that I have a lot of grays on this image. Let's make a light gray. So I have beige. So to get from my beige to gray, the beige has warmth in it, so I want to put some cool. So I'm going to put some blue. That could be a gray. Let's put the gray over here. I want this one to be light anyway so that I can work. It's kind of a greeny gray. That's okay. I have like a warm gray, another warm gray, and a cool gray over here, so we'll have the greeny gray here. That would be another good project, to just do the alphabet in different colors and have a whole sheet of different hues of that color. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. That would be just too much. Okay, I'm going on to Q-tip. Look at the pretty lilac color that we have here. Let me try and make a lilac. I do have a very similar lilac, but I want to make it even prettier, so... With watercolors, I just add water to make the color a little bit more transparent. And a lighter value. All right, I'm going to leave that one like that. There isn't too many other colors that I can use for that one. And we have a queen. This is by Elsinore Felder. Welcome, Elsinore. I like this little queen. It's so nice. Okay, so there's red, there's yellow, and well, there's the color of the table. I think I'm going to go with the yellow. I do have 1, 2, 3. If I'm going to put another yellow here where the queen is, and that's very similar yellow to that. Maybe I will try and make it a little bit more lemony. I just don't want them. I mean, I know they're going to look different eventually. Elvira. Oh, Elvira says El Sene is me. How come it's you? El Sene. Elvira Sene. Oh, okay. It's you. I love it. Did you make it or did your child make it? It's super cute. Elvira, you threw me off. I'm gonna get a red out of this as well because I like that red. And take a little bit of this color. I'm going to put that down here. We have 4 more to do. I may as well finish them. I was going to start embellishing, but I will still have time to embellish some. All right, and the quilt. Is this yours too? This is beautiful. Did you make this quilt? Let's have a look. It is Elvira's quilt. That's gorgeous, Elvira. Look how pretty. Okay, well, I have lots to pick out of here. I have lots of blues. I have some reds. I'm gonna go with blues first. We'll go with a light, and then I'll do an indigo, a cobalt, go a little bit deeper. this is not the right color that I want. Let's add some. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of this. I think it's ultramarine on this side as well, but it'll change it slightly. Leslie says, wow, beautiful, Elvira. Elvira says, I thought you might like the colors of the quilt. I love the colors of the quilt. It's so pretty. I do love blues and whites. In my next life, I'd like a little cottage by the ocean with all whites and blues. I think it would be so pretty. Okay, and or maybe I can do it in this life when I grow up. Okay, that one's way too, I need to darken this a little bit. Let's make it into more of a, there's a lot of, oh, there it is. I don't know all these colors. This is the, I just found it, the indigo. With a lot of other colors mixed in. And there we go. Can't really see the cube, but it will come out. Okay, let's start embellishing. I've got a few that are completely dry, so I can work on those. And I may take some shapes from your quilt because there's some great shapes. There's fish. Let's do the fish. I don't know if that one's dry. This one's dried for sure. Let's put some fish shapes on this down here. I can move this sheet. All right. I'm going to get the shape of the fish that Elvira has on her quilt. Make a pattern out of it. May even color it in with paint. It may be quicker. I know that markers are quick, but paint is also very quick, especially if it's a big shape. It's a funny fish. Okay. So I want the fish to be a little bit darker. Oh, that is purple. So just a reminder to those of you who are, I was just thinking I should probably remind everybody, and I didn't, it wasn't a Loomer invite for Patreons, but we are having, instead of a 7 a.m. just a catch up and chat tomorrow morning, we're actually going to Barcelona. So we're doing a drawing session tomorrow morning with Louisa from Barcelona. The images are fantastic, and I'm sorry if, you know, some of you can't make the live, but it will be recorded. I have a Oaxaca meetup with my group who's coming to Oaxaca tomorrow afternoon as well. So that's why we couldn't do the afternoon. So that's at 1 if you're coming to Oaxaca. Just a reminder. I did put the link in our group chat If you can't find that, let me know and I will send it to you. And if you're interested in coming to Oaxaca and want to come to the meet to hear a little bit about it and ask some questions, please just message me. And that is in January 2025, so that's coming up. All right, we have the fish. I will do the Q afterwards. Another shape that is on here is almost like, I love that shape. I'm going to use the blue again and maybe make it a little bit more, a little lighter. Let's just wash that off a little. It's like a tulip, but a very geometrical one. I guess when you're quilting, it's easier to... So is that the difference? Quilting is geometrical and applique is more free form? Is that the difference, or is applique hand done? Somebody tell me the difference, please. C says, great photos, not. What does that mean? You have to remember, I am a little bit ahead of you guys, so by the time I see your comments, my conversation sometimes is feeling a little bit different because I can't remember what I just said. No, that doesn't sound right. I can remember what I was talking about, but in context, like direct context, it's kind of out the window. Oh, C says, applique is something applied to a surface. Okay. So you could have a quilt which has been sewn together, and then the applique can be on top of the quilt as well. Okay, another, I haven't done any stars, so I can do stars on this one up here. Let's do some stars. Okay, I get messed up with stars. Do you do a 5-point star or do you do a 6-point star? I always get messed up also with the maple leaf. I'm like, is there a special way to draw the maple leaf, especially in the flag? I think, and I try and copy it, but it never turns out right. Carolyn says, applique is sewn on top of fabric. Yes, thanks. Oh, Louisa has great photos. Yes, she does. Fantastic photos. So that's at 7 a.m. Eastern. So if you guys are all here and you usually come to my live and you are part of Patreon, please come to our drawing session tomorrow morning. I know it's early. It will be a little bit shorter than normal, but it will still be a great session. So All right. The stars are taking shape. Here's some better points on that one. Okay, I can leave that one like that. Oh my goodness, only 8 minutes left. I have another blue one up here. It's quite dark. I was wondering if I could maybe lighten up the actual Q letter. I have some, Poscas here. So with a mix of Poscas, markers, and paint, you can create some little designs. This is a very random scallop because I know that they're not all the same size. It's not hitting where it should be hitting. The scallop should be not like this. It should be staggered. I was never good at drawing fish or mermaid tails. Okay, I kind of lost the Q. I'm going to wait until that dries and then go over with a dark for the Q. This one I am going to use my dark blue and just make here very dark, the shadow. I'll leave that for now. Yeah, so if you're just joining and I think YouTube has changed, by the way. If you're just joining, please remember that there are drawing sessions this afternoon. There's Melissa Martin's Art Hang Party. That's always fun. She's on YouTube. And then there is the visual arts passage, which is, I want to put some red on somewhere. I think I'm going to do a red Q here, which I should probably look up their session. Let's have a look. Yes, you need to get back to your quilt. See, this looks like a quilt, a quilt top. Oh, thanks. Let's have a look. It'll have come up in my mail. Drawing Hive. Oh, they have a guest later, and it's Rainier Lanes from Cuba, born in Pinar del Rio, and the references is anti-heroes. So there's a few people who you probably recognize in the images, and they're great photos. So Walter White, just Tony Soprano, The Bride, and Blondie. Those are the images. They're great. But all you have to do is sign up and register. It's free, and you can join as well. And you can watch the guest speaker, and you can draw along. If you're missing doing some portraits, it's a great one to do. It's a little bit late for Europe, It's a shame that it's so late, but it is what it is. Okay, red. I need some red. I wanted to bring in this color here to bring over that color to this side of the page. And I think I could also bring in some red over here. I'm going to mimic the shape of the Q, but put it the opposite way. And then I'll take that color and add it to the Q. All right, I'm going to, just before we leave, just quickly get a dark blue mixed up here, a dark indigo, almost like a purple. Let's take a little bit of that brown, mix it in. And I am going to, and yes, I do use watercolors sometimes, very similar to gouache, because I like them being opaque when they need to be opaque. It's just really pigment anyway. Whether it's watercolor or whether it's gouache. Okay, this may dry differently. I think the watercolor is resisting the Posca. So it may be very interesting. This one I would like to make almost like a purple and very dark, almost like a black. Almost a black, but not quite a black. So I will see some of you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. You can join a little bit earlier. I will be on a little bit earlier, and we will start the images rotating at 7 for the meet with Louisa in Barcelona. And then we have one next week with Christina from Spain as well. And they're gorgeous photos as well. You will love them. So I'll make sure that I ask people when they can join, and then we can all do that one as well together. Thank you for a lovely morning, and I will let you know how my day goes, and please let me know how yours goes. Take care, everybody. Bye.